In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bet slate for Saturday, April 6th. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our NBA bet slate on Saturday, April 6th. But before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. We're going to talk about that very, very soon. But right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel. We're currently at 3.3 thousand subscribers, and we are continuing to keep climbing. The goal is 10K. So let's continue to push forward. You guys are doing phenomenally on each and every single freaking video, man. Like it's insane, the jump that we had in the past month, but we're going to keep this process going. So if you already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not subscribed, join the community that we are building right now. I am telling you right now, it is awesome. And the Patreon is awesome, and the comment section is awesome. I appreciate all the feedback. Hey, I'm practicing on pronunciation. I think it was Q-Dog, whatever your name is, man. Practice on pronunciation. All right, Giannis. Okay, we're doing that. All right, Giannis. All right. So if you want winning bets, if you want to join a great community, we just had a crazy hit on a big upset of the San Antonio Spurs right here. I posted that in the Patreon. I let people know Zion Williamson was out, and this was a great opportunity to hop on a big underdog here. This is the small type of payments to win big here. This is what you guys are missing out on. Like, I'm telling you, sign up for that Patreon right now. We're gonna have NBA futures coming out very soon. Well, I'm gonna put it out tonight. So if you want the NBA future, sign up for that right now. If you want to know the NFL draft, we're going to be getting ready for that as well. We're going to have selections on that, MLB as well. That link is provided down below. The first game we have up on the slate is the Cleveland Cavaliers, 46-31, going against the LA Lakers, 44-33. Looking at the current odds right now, you can get the Lakers on the money line, home favorites here, -200, with the comeback of the Cleveland Cavaliers at a +165. The point spread currently is at 5.5 for both sides, and the total is set at 225.5. Public bet percentage here, 91% of the bets, 99% of the money towards the Lakers on the money line. For the point spread, 82% of the bets and money towards the Cavs to cover. And for the total, 69% of the bets and 70% of the money towards the over 225.5. For the injury report here, Isaac Okoro is going to be out. Craig Porter Jr. is going to be questionable with his illness. And for the Lakers, it's the same old story over and over, day in and day out. AD and LeBron James questionable, but they're going to play in this game. Obviously, this is a highly motivated team here in the LA Lakers. These two teams have already played earlier in the season. That was a 6-point win by the Lakers, and that total was at 236. The current total right now is 225, so we have some space there, and I'm already leaning towards the over anyway. Looking at these two teams here, Lakers have been putting up points in bunches, 125, 128, 116, 136 in 4 out of the last 5 games. So have the Cavaliers. They've been putting up points, 129 against Utah, 117 against Philly, and put up a solid number 111 against Charlotte. So that's all we're asking for here. So I'm already looking towards an over environment between the Lakers and the Cavs. Love that over 225. And we're going to be taking the LA Lakers on the money line as well. If we're looking at standings, it's very important that the Lakers continue on the upwards trajectory. They have the opportunity to creep up to that 5 or 6 spot, really, in the Western Conference. All right, they technically are 2.5 games behind the Mavericks, a game and a half behind that 6th spot of the Phoenix Suns. So everything's very tightly contested here. It's going to be a lot of moving parts in the last couple games here we got for the regular season. So we're going to go with a sweep across the board. Lakers money line, Lakers to cover, in the over 225. Next game up, we have the Detroit Pistons here, 13-64, going to be against the Brooklyn Nets, who are 30-47. For the odds here, we have the Brooklyn Nets as home favorites at a -350, with the comeback of the Detroit Pistons at a +260. The point spread right now is at a 7.5 on both sides, with the total set at 215.5. All right, for the public bet percentage here, 93% of the bets, 55% of the money towards the Nets on the money line. For the point spread, 61% of the bets and 62% of the money towards the Nets to cover. And for the total, we got 91% of the bets and 89% of the money towards the over 215.5. For the injury report right now, the Detroit Pistons, we had Cade Cunningham. He's currently questionable. For the Brooklyn Nets, we have two guys that are going to be out. Cam Johnson is doubtful, and Dennis Smith Jr. is doubtful as well. All right. So these two teams have already played 3 times already. The Nets lead the season series 2-1. And in those games, the total in the first one was 241. And then in the second and third game, the total was exactly at 230 points in those 2 games. All right. So this is the 4th and final matchup. None of these teams have anything to play for. This is a bottom feeder matchup here between the Pistons and the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are pretty solid at home. If we're looking at against the spread numbers, they are 14-11 as favorites and 20-15 against the spread at home. So it makes you want to lean towards the Brooklyn Nets in this particular spot. But hey, the Pistons are solid as well on the road. They're 20-17 against the spread away. And as underdogs, they are 35-32. So they're not a stranger of covering numbers here. So we're going to be going with the Detroit Pistons. I do not trust the Brooklyn Nets. Despite the fact that the numbers telling me to, I'm going to be getting the points here. Give me the +7.5 for the Detroit Pistons. And I'm going to easily and happily take the over 215.5. I want to hop on this number now because in the previous 3 games, all of them went easily over this number. We had 241, 230, and 230. Give me the over of 215.5 as well. Next game, we have the Philadelphia 76ers here, 42-35. Going to be against the Memphis Grizzlies, 27-50. Right now, the current odds for this particular game here, we have road favorites here in the 76ers at -900 on the money line, with the comeback of the Memphis Grizzlies at a +575. Point spread is currently at 11.5, and the total is at 208.5. Public bet percentage right now, 90% of the bets, 66% of the money towards the 76ers. For the point spread, 58% of the bets, 52% of the money towards the Grizzlies to cover 11.5. And for the total points, 92% of the bets, 93% of the money towards the over 208.5. For the injury report here for the Philadelphia 76ers, we all need to wait on news about Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Tobias Harris. All right. From my thinking here, I expect Embiid and Maxey to play. Harris is probably the one that's closer to being doubtful because of a knee contusion. But as long as this is not a back-to-back, I expect Joel Embiid and Maxey to be playing because this is a perfect opportunity here for the 76ers to move up in the standings. All right. If we're looking at the Eastern Conference here, we have the 76ers at that 8th spot. All right. They have an opportunity to go up to that 6. They're only a game and a half behind the Indiana Pacers here from that number 6 spot. And hey, they're not too far behind the Knicks as well, but they would have to continue to keep losing. But their best opportunity is grabbing that 6 and having an opportunity to face the Cleveland Cavaliers at that 6th spot. So they just have to leapfrog the Miami Heat, who they just beat. So the opportunity is very attainable for the Philadelphia 76ers here. For the Memphis Grizzlies injury report here, we have to wait on news about Jaren Jackson Jr. We have to wait on news about Desmond Bane and Luke Kennard. All those guys are questionable as of right now. All right, these two teams have already played earlier in the season. This was a 6-point win by the Memphis Grizzlies here, and that total was 224. That was without Joel Embiid. All right, so these two teams are red hot right now. 76ers, a 3-game winning streak, but it's different for the Sixers because they're getting back the MVP, and the Memphis Grizzlies are just they're getting lucky here. They beat the Detroit Pistons twice and somehow beat the Milwaukee Bucks. All right, but they are decimated with injuries here, and this is a revenge spot for the Philadelphia 76ers plus motivation. All right, so we're going to go a clean sweep here with the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, you want to be 100% on Joel Embiid being in and Maxey, so wait on news for that. But other than that, we're going to take the 76ers at a -9.5. You can take the 11.5 if you want, but I'm going to be bumping it down just a little bit here. I expect a double-digit win from the Philadelphia 76ers, getting everything acclimated, getting into the flow of what's about to come in the playoffs. They need to make sure they're gelling 100% before they get into their matchup of whoever they're going to face in the playoffs, all right? And we're going to take the over 208.5. I expect a ton of points here from the Philadelphia 76ers and their offense. And Memphis, despite the fact they've been limited with guys in or out, they've still been getting over 100 points. 108, 111, and 110 in the last 3 games. So clean sweep here. 76ers cover -9.5 and over 208. Last but not least here, we have the Atlanta Hawks, 36-41, going up against the Denver Nuggets, 53-24. Looking at the current odds right now, we have the home favorite Denver Nuggets at a -800 with the comeback of the Atlanta Hawks at +550. Current point spread is at a 12.5, and the total is at 221.5. Public bet percentage here, 91% of the bets, 90% of the money towards Denver on the money line. For the point spread, 64% of the bets, 74% of the money towards the Hawks to cover. And for the total, 86% of the bets, 91% of the money towards the over 221.5. Atlanta Hawks, we're waiting on one guy here, Onyeka Okongwu, currently questionable for the Denver Nuggets. Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, both of those guys are going to be probable. We're waiting on news about Jamal Murray. Are they going to continue to sit him and rest him leading up to the playoffs? That's news you have to wait and see. That's why I provide that link down below for RotoWire, so you're up to date with injury news. So look over if Jamal Murray is going to play or not in this game. But Jokic and Gordon are going to be fine plays in this matchup on Saturday. These two teams have already played earlier in the season. That was a 7-point win in Atlanta, and that total was 251 points here by both of these teams here. And now we're back in Denver. This is the second and final matchup. And what are we expecting here? I 100% expect the Denver Nuggets to win this game. The question is the spread. I feel comfortable if Murray is out, they can cover this spread at 12.5. It might go even higher. But I want to be taking the points here for the Atlanta Hawks. Just looking at the Denver Nuggets, how they've been playing the last 5 games. Obviously, this is an uninspired team right now because they're waiting for the playoffs. They're waiting for this. I don't think they even care if they're 1, 2, or 3. But if we're looking at the standings, all between 1, 2, and 3, they already clinched. But they're all within a game and a half of each other. So things can still alternate. Denver could move down to 3. Denver could move up to 1 or stay at 2. It all depends with everyone else. I don't know. I'm not sure anyone's motivation right now because they are solidified in their spots. And the same movement is happening at the bottom of the Western Conference. So you can't even pinpoint who you would like to face because it's so close at the bottom. Everyone's within a game of each other. So it still can move. So that's why these teams up top probably don't even care. They don't care. So Denver Nuggets here, as we saw in that game against the Clippers, they didn't show up. All right, they didn't show up. Obviously, Murray sat, and the Clippers beat them. And they allowed a big comeback there from the LA Clippers in that game. There was a solid win by San Antonio, a solid win by Cleveland, but then lost by Minnesota and Phoenix. Atlanta on the other side, they have one little motivational spot here for the play-in, all right? Right now, the Bulls are above them. If we're looking at the standings here, the Bulls are currently above the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in game. That means the Bulls have the home field advantage in that play-in game. So I'm pretty sure they want home field advantage when they face the Bulls in that play-in game. They're only a game behind. So I'm not saying the Atlanta Hawks are winning, but I am saying that Atlanta Hawks are going to be competitive, and these two teams put up points in bunches, okay? So we're going to go with the plus 12.5 for the point spread and the over 221. If you want to look at the first game, that was a 251 total. So you got plenty of space in between there as well. So those are going to be the plays for Saturday. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other leans on this Saturday slate. If you have any props on this Saturday slate as well, let me know in that comment section down below. Also, let me know in that comment section down below if we're going to go to MLB bets or are we going to go to fantasy football content, all right? Continue to debate down there, and I'll be reading the comment section and definitely replying to everyone, all right? So thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be back with another video very soon, and peace out.